So hello guys and welcome to my channel, welcome back. I'm Jamie and today there's no point in beating around the bush. We're going to do the declutter to end all declutters. They are frequently used but they are not frequently seen. Whereas things around me right now I see multiple times a day for prolonged periods of time. Grubby old plants, it's time to let them go. The only thing to do left now is, there are a few reasons for doing this. First of all, it all needs to go. Christmas time is coming, there's a new year. I hope it's going to give you some serious motivation to get started. We're going to do a whole house declutter, but today we're going to see how far we come. I've got a list. On this list I've got a couple of things that I'm going to be doing differently this time around. Now I've been decluttering for years and I recently had someone tell me for how much I declutter I sure don't seem to be getting anywhere. That's true in some ways. I did actually used to have a lot more in so many areas than I do now. And for my next video I'm going to continue my project 333 where I have 33 items for 3 months in my wardrobe. It should have started this past week but it's been school holidays here in the UK for the kids and I haven't had the time to film it, so I'm going to have to film it next week. That's an area that has completely changed in my life compared to what it used to be. As for all the other areas I keep decluttering, you have to bear in mind that it's not just me who lives in this house, it is other people too, and sometimes I might make the decision to get rid of something and often it gets caught by somebody else and they may bring it back in. The younger they are in this family, the more that tends to happen, so black bin bags is always a great idea. Although my toddler now, when he sees a black bin bag, he kind of like, what is in there? I must find out. But it's also not a bad. So if you feel like you keep decluttering and not really getting anywhere, believe me, you are making so many changes, whether that is mentally or for the space around you, and it does make you feel better over time. Decluttering is a genuine muscle that you need to train up and build up. Throughout all of these declutters, it's gotten just that little bit easier every time. I can tackle more and more. I don't really spend too much time thinking about items, whereas before I would deliberate for minutes, maybe longer, over one single item, and I would have hundreds to deal with. That's the one factor why it's good to keep going. Another one is seasons of life. You're going to need different things in different seasons of life, but if your ultimate goal is to have less and have what you need in the current season and being intentional about your belongings, those belongings may very well change. Even since 2019, when the whole world shut down, we needed different things than what we do now. We accumulated a couple of things that we needed for that season to be able to stay at home more. Whereas now we can go out again. We did also have a tiny baby. Now we have a toddler who's about to start school next year. And we have 2 older kids that have been growing up in the meantime as well. They're kind of entering the first stages in life. So believe me, it's working, you are getting somewhere. The next thing I want to mention is being intentional with the things that you have. Of course, when we declutter, our goal is usually not to bring things back in, and we won't, at least not immediately, at least not me, and maybe not you either. But over time, of course, more things will come in. It's not like we're never going to need anything new again. Things will break. That's the main thing here. Things break all the time. Every decluttering video you see, we have like 5 new broken things. Okay, it's not me, but it does happen all of the time. Heavy-handed boys around me. So with that, I hope you're ready and excited to start the biggest declutter I have ever done. I have a couple of hours today and I should get quite far, but I made a list of some rules that we are going to be dealing with, and I hope you find them useful, I hope you find them helpful, and I'm hoping to give you lots of motivations and a lot of tips along the way. So let's get started. So starting in the living room, friends, we are going to move into the hallway and then progress throughout the house, see where we get to, but we are going to continue this through our whole house, so this may just be a part 1. I have done a little bit of preliminary work, but don't let that put you off because there is so much to go through. I could get a head start last night in just organizing a few categories and bringing things together, so I decided to do that. It's nothing compared to what's in the whole house. Make yourself a cuppa, get comfy, and let's get started. Okay guys, so I said we wouldn't start with hidden areas. This is a little bit different though. I have this top drawer that I've been wanting to deal with for a long time. The rest of it is okay. This is where I throw things in. I've got my purse in here at the moment and I do keep a lot of extra bits and bobs for my work things and also miscellaneous items. So I'm just taking my time to clear it all out because there is a whole house declutter, and I'm double checking the drawers and there's actually nothing else that is disorganized, just this drawer. But we aren't organizing, so I'm putting it back. Behind that unit I had that mirror that I put on the table. I have some paper here, and then a bunch of spare broken cords and this really optimistically bought and thrifted file unit that I wanted to have as a cozy bookcase, but it's just collected so many things over time. And I also found this week 1 cash envelope that I've been looking for months, which is great. We had this TV kind of stand under there that we haven't mounted because we don't have a TV anymore, but it's been here again for like a year. I went through my seeds in the cabinet, and then I want to tackle all the toys. So I just started to pull out everything out of this unit first, which is this poof, and it's time to let it go. But let's go over some rules. So I had a little bit of an epiphany, and let's talk about the power of 5. Now, I'm a quintuplet, so obviously I'm gonna like the number 5 as it is. But I was trying to come up with a certain amount of standard category rules, a number that I could just apply anywhere. And 3 seemed too little, top 3. 10 over time with plenty of people seems like too much. I might not stick to this entirely, but this is the focus. I want to whittle it down to 5 items per category that are the best, okay? That are the ones that we love, all right? If it's slightly more, slightly less, that is okay, but I'm going to really try. So 5 items per category. The only exceptions to these rules is if, for example, we have books. 5 books for everybody is not going to be the same. We are like 5 people and 1 book each is just not fair, okay? There will be subcategories within these categories. So here, I wanted to keep 5 items. Now, of course, we are currently using this. Will this be old by next year? I can always buy a new one next year. It's like December. It was a couple of pounds. If I can't let a sun cream go, then who knows? Cloth nappies were never really used. And then we have 2 hats and 1 pair of leggings I got from the charity shop. Nappies can go back where they belong. Now these wouldn't really particularly count. We are using them. Same with 2 sets of pajamas because I'm going to declutter clothes as well. I've heard everyone and their mother say this rule. Give this decluttering rule and it makes so much sense, whether that is the minimalist, the minimal mom, or that guy, that gentleman who has been doing videos for years. That is the rule of 20. So if you can replace an item in 20 minutes for £20, we have Amazon, we have shop, then get rid of it, okay? Thanks to inflation, I'm gonna add a 5 in there and I'm going to increase it to 50 because I am dealing with other people's things too, okay? Including my children. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take £50 out of my emergency fund that I'm building, and I'm going to put that to the side specifically to replace items if something happens. I have never needed to replace something that I've specifically decluttered before, okay? I never have, but we are going to be ruthless today. I'm going to take £50 right now, and if an item falls under £50, I am going to be able to let it go, okay? Capiche? Okay, so moving on into the kids' toys. This is mainly my toddler's toys, and he likes to put everything in this trunky, so we are keeping trunky, but you would be surprised here how much I eventually end up getting rid of. I'm just pouring it all basically into the basket after taking a few things out, and it's been actually several weeks since I filmed this video and he hasn't missed anything. I find it's very important to go through the toys regularly, and I always have, so this might seem excessive to you if you watch my previous decluttering videos, but actually all the toys that previously were spread out everywhere have already been combined into these units, and then he has some up in a wardrobe that is mainly for like younger baby stages that I'm keeping, but I am going to go through them as well in a different video. But they are out of the way. This is what he's actively playing with, and there are quite a few sort of younger stage baby toys that he's brought out here too. So I will be setting those aside. But this took a lot longer than I expected, but the amount of random toys we filled up is crazy, and it's just knickknacks that he won't miss. There were so many broken pieces that I hadn't really dealt with. Like I said in the beginning, things just break in our house, and I wish we would take more care, and I would like to say we do, but it's just the way of life sometimes in different stages, and it's okay to just let go of those. So they were kind of my biggest priority here. But I put mainly the big toys that we're keeping back into this box, and because the box technically still looked full, he hasn't asked for anything, and there's the little perceptive dude I mentioned in the morning who just loves to notice black bin bags and think mommy's up to something. The third rule is make 50. Now, I want to make at least £50 here so I can recuperate that money. It's not just about being intentional about what we have, what we consume, what we bring in, what we let go of. It's our life, and most of us, especially this time of the year, need some money. So I want to make at least £50, and whether that is finding 50 items that I can sell for £1 or just something major that I just know I can let go of and make that. We shall see. So the main way I am doing this declutter is starting from one end of the room, so the front of the room, and moving to the back, and I'm trying to touch every area as I go. So I said that we aren't particularly decluttering hidden areas, but these aren't really hidden areas. These are the spaces that do need decluttering in a whole house declutter, which is of course what we're doing. And I've been meaning to tackle this unit for a while. It's basically our storage space where I can store things away in the living room. We don't have a lot of storage areas or like a loft, or I don't put things in the garage, so I do have a few of these units around. There's some paperwork to deal with, we have some toys here, and then of course some of my equipment for filming. It's all just a kind of neat little space, but there's been so many things here that just needed to not be there, so I took this opportunity to work through that as well. And again, I'm really focusing on things that we actually do use, and literally doing what I can to minimize and get rid of what we don't and things we haven't touched. So we even keep like hairbrushes and things here because we get ready in that little like unit on the door. It's just where we can access things easily, but it's still kind of out of sight, so it don't stress me out like other visual areas when I can just see things constantly day to day. So I love this for that reason. It's not like majorly large, but it makes such a difference in here. There's so much space and it's all functional now. And my old sewing machine can go from the top. This is where supposedly those 5 item categories come handy. Now, these are not supposed to be here. I got these from the thrift store because our plastic containers are all breaking. Now, for the categories, we have some games, odd books, but there are only 2 of these games that we are going to keep. We do have Lego Minotaurs, or whatever it's called. So that's a 3rd game, and we play a lot of cards, but we've lost some of the decks. But one of the ones we're keeping down here are these 2, and the rest can all go. Now for books, of course, it's not all mine, but I'm going to try and categorize it by person. For me, I don't really have many fiction books left anymore. It's mainly devotionals or educational books, so they could be hard to choose from, but I feel like those 2 are 2 different categories, but I'm going to try. And then pick 5 favorites for Hunter that he loves. To start with, I don't know. He does love these, but he's growing out of these. One's for babies. It's again different stages in life, like baby ones and then where Hunter is now are not quite the same. Myself, if I could pick 5, I'm going to try and do 5, it would be 1, 2, 3. The canning book isn't the same though, I kind of need that. Left. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6. 6 is better than none. Devotionals. We did say devotionals are not the same as normal books. It's fine. So 7 including like 4 devotionals. I feel like we can repurchase these like home bargains. Again, really old ladybird books. Okay, how many people are we in this household? Ah. Okay, so here I have 1 thing each, fold your own boats, counting pad, and a colouring book. can go with the school supplies. These old books, Mother Goose Nursery Tales and then Old Pilgrim's Progress. Then I have 4 kind of educational books on different things. Charlotte Mason Home Education, a canning book, parenting book, and just I haven't actually read this one yet. I just found it in the treasure shop for £1. So I've got some reading to do, or they can go. So they are educational, and then 3 types of daily devotionals. And last but not least is 3 baby books. I just want to fit those 2 games in here as well. The next thing that I want to focus on, your 5 senses, okay? Your sight, your touch, your hearing, your smelling, everything that is basically just around you right now. A big mistake that I have made decluttering previously is always focusing on like my wardrobe or the kitchen cupboards or anything that's kind of hidden. And even though I use these areas every single day, I get my clothes out, I use things in my kitchen, they are frequently used, but they are not frequently seen. Whereas things around me right now, I see multiple times a day for prolonged periods of time. Instead of decluttering what we can't see continuously, we're going to tackle what we can. The noisy toys that we can hear, candles that are out that we can smell, but they're kind of on the way out. Grubby sticky toys just on the floor, they're frequently used, but maybe they're also a little bit worse for wear, and we have to look at them every single day. We're going to tackle this today. Grubby old plants, it's time to let them go. So we've definitely made some headway here. The only thing to do left now is this bit here on that side. Maybe we can narrow it down slightly. We do have one bigger chalkboard that I'm wanting to keep. I think I'm going to get rid of the little one, but I am going to get rid of all the chalk things for now. We haven't been using the chalks for a while. He wants to keep his hedgehog. I'm going to keep this card. This can stay. This can be sorted out. Look at a few pens here. How many pinks have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. All the different types of pink. And then the toys that are left in this unit. Oh, and this, of course. So let's do it. Now we need to tackle these toys. He does still have boxes and boxes of toys upstairs, but we're going to get to that later, maybe not today. In here, we got these bigger blocks, and then we have a bunch of open-ended wooden blocks that have lots of ketchup on them. You saw me pour away all the Duplo earlier. Now most of that Duplo I've got for £1 from the charity shop. Hunter and all the boys have started playing with Lego together. Even though I'd like to keep them for the future, again, I can be replaced for under 50 quid. But they've all started playing with Lego together. And here I have Play-Doh. So again, the toys it kind of goes back to, you don't play with these open-ended blocks as much anymore. Maybe I can get the ketchup ones out and see if anybody wants to have them for Christmas. Because all the other ones are really nice actually. Play-Doh we can keep. Let's just get rid of these. I've got rid of a few of these today already. They love this robot at the moment. We'll keep him until he breaks. Ice cream shop, this phone though. Another charity shop find that we just couldn't walk out without. In here I have a few like beads, so I'm gonna get rid of this, which again, because there's a few things from a couple of different things, I'm gonna get rid of them too when I get to them. Getting rid of these? No, I'm kidding. These are kind of magnetiles. We got these sets off Amazon. These are great. Definitely a toy worth keeping. I'm gonna get rid of that one. And we have this. In here we have a bunch of the wooden things for the train table that we moved upstairs. That has way too many pieces, guys. Probably gonna keep those pieces, but I do want to narrow them down. Unless, because it takes up a lot of space over time, we might end up selling it. But that's, again, another toy that we're gonna keep. In here, we have these wooden puzzles that Hunter absolutely loved, but he does know them all now. On the last legs, the bag's breaking, so I'm gonna let this go now. In here is a bunch of food, and we're kind of running low on time, so I don't feel like I have time to decipher this either, but as long as it fits in here. Play food and stuff, and a shower gel that he stole. Like it wasn't in here, he's just stolen this picnic basket and put it all in there. Who am I to destroy that? They love this. Okay, that's it. The last thing is, once we are done here, we are also going to go through our hidden things, because I am someone, as a declutterer, as good as I am at decluttering, debatable, I am also very good at hiding things. The problem with hiding things is that they always seem to work their way back out. I'd like to blame someone else, but I'm sure sometimes it's also me, and we're just gonna face that. So we are going to tackle things that are hidden too. Ignore my blankets, I just shoved this on here, but this It's a giant rug. I love it. It's great. I got it for a really good price, like 80 quid. It's huge. However, it doesn't work with my family. It just gets food on it. You can't have it anywhere. And no, we do eat everywhere. We do. So I'm gonna let this one go. Not a little kid thing. If I was on my own, yes, but I'm not. Now, this here is sort of the last open area. Like I said, we're gonna keep Lego. We have Lego in here, which is a manageable amount to have downstairs, but we have so much Lego that is kind of spread all over the boys' room upstairs because they've, like I said, started playing with Lego together and I just haven't had time to go in and clean it up. They kind of did some, but it's such a crazy amount, you wouldn't even believe. This is like the arts and crafts box. I need to start whittle stuff like this down, and in here this is just broken things, odd broken things and ends that need to go. In here is a bunch of electricals and stuff, baby proofing that I found. Electricals, I think I'm gonna put it back up there. For this moment in time it makes sense here for me. Okay. Now here for this arts and crafts box, again these need to go into the kitchen. I wanted to read this magazine, so I'm going to give myself this week. Someone gave them to me just now, so I thought I could at least look through them. I just want this to fit into that cupboard where I want to keep some like school and arts and crafts supplies organised. And if it doesn't, it can go. Empty box and of course, if it can fit in this one, it's kind of okay. Now that's much better. Get some papers. We'll clean later. So I think we did a pretty good job, guys. Let me show you quickly what we're keeping in here now and what we're getting rid of, and then move on to the hallway. Welcome to the hallway. It's going to be a little bit dark in here. It always is, and I apologize, but we have loads of things. This is like our little storage unit, and let's just begin. We have quite a few shoes to get rid of as well. I feel like we did this quite recently, but I wasn't brave enough. This box can go. We can keep this, but we can get rid of that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay guys, it's almost 3 o'clock, so I'm gonna have to shoot. I'm guessing everyone's back in a moment. I have to go on my phone because I dropped my camera. I've smashed it. I hope it's just the protector and not the lens, but it's been on for so long that I can't actually get it off. So that's no good. So let's see what happens with next week's video now. But I want to say thank you if you stayed with me this far. So this is just episode 1 of our whole house declutter. I think we did pretty good. The conservatory is filling up. I will tackle my wardrobe next for the project 333, and then we're going to tackle the rest of the house. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this type of content, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Have an amazing, blessed and wonderful week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.